In this video, I will show you step by step how to use Connecteam, the all-in-one app that lets you manage scheduling, communication and time tracking all in one place. By the end of this tutorial, you will know exactly how to set up Connecteam for your team so you can save hours every week, reduce mistakes and finally feel in control of your business operations. To get started, I will leave a link to them down in the description, which is my affiliate link, so I would really appreciate if you sign up through that link, and from there you can then go and click on start 14-day free trial. Now here what you want to go and do is just enter your details. From there you can customize your app in 1 minute, so you may have already done this, in which case you can just skip forward a little bit, but from here just enter your business details. Then it will also ask which features you want to use. Now they basically have 3 different sections. They have HR and skills, communication and operations. Now most people probably want to use the operations, so I will definitely go over that, but also quickly go over the other features such as time off management, training and onboarding and how you can use those. So first I'm gonna just select time clock, schedule, forms and checklist and task management. Then beside that I want to do training and onboarding, I want to have my team communications and I want to have time off and management and finally recognitions and rewards. From there you're going to click next step and then you can upload your logo, so you can just click browse to upload it and then finally enter your mobile number. Now after doing that they will give you a sort of demo, but you can just go and close that because they actually make it very straightforward. First here you can see they have a 7-step list. So get started with time clock, go to schedule, log into the mobile app, add another admin, get started with chat, get started with updates and add directory. You can go through this. If you don't want to, you can also just click right there and click hide the tutorial for now, and then you can go through everything yourself. But I am going to follow these steps since this is set up for a reason. So first for the time clock, you can also see it in the left menu, so in this case that's going to be under operations, and you can then just click on time clocks. So these are all kind of mini apps that you can use. So if you go to time clock, from here you can then start setting it up. So here click on go to time clock and here you can now see your time clock. Now they have loaded in some demo data, so you can see a few sample employees. What I would also recommend doing as one of the first things is adding your own employees, so I'll show you how to do that as well. I'll also show you how you can delete these sample employees since you probably don't want those. Now here you can see all users that clocked in today, you can see any activity right here, and then you can see the location as well here. Now for now this isn't super useful because you want to set up the basics first. To do this, what I recommend doing is go to users in the left menu. Now here you have the sample users, you can just select those, click actions and click delete, and then click delete forever, and from there click add users. So this is to get your team on board. So what you can do is just enter your team's first and last name and then their mobile phone number. You can add more users or less if you want. So just invite everyone that you want inside of Connecteam so that you can schedule them. You can also select if you want to send an invite. I recommend doing that, so just enter the details and then click confirm. So I've just added 1 user for this example. Now you can see they also get their own kiosk code and you can see their title right there. So for example, if you want this person to be able to schedule other people, so maybe it's a staff manager, what you can do is go right here and click promote, and then here you can select what they can do. So you can add an admin title such as manager. Then you can set the assigned group, so what do they have access to. You can set their assigned features and you can make this very specific. And then you can just click promote and also enter their email address, and then they will get an invite, and if they accept then they will be promoted to, for example, admin. So now that I have a user right here, what I can do is go to schedule, and then if it's your first time you want to go and click on go to schedule. From here you have the default fields such as location, address, users and note. Now if your specific business needs other details about a certain job, you can click add text field, and then for example you can add time, how much time will it take and stuff like that. But for example I'm just going to keep it with the default fields and then click next. And now here you can choose how should the schedule look, so you have the preview right here, so you can view by location or user. So then in the left you have the users, with location you can see which location it is. I prefer user. Then for the structure you can make it simple or grouped. I'm going to use simple, and in the preview fields you can use hours, address, shift title, location and a few more things. From there just hit create schedule, and now you have your schedule right here again with some demo data. So what you may want to gonna do is just delete the demo data. You can click on the 3 dots and hit delete and delete those shifts. Now you want to set up your own shifts. To do this, click on add right here, and then you can either add a single shift, multiple shifts, import your shifts from Excel, add from shift templates, or you can add unavailability or time off. I'm going to set a single shift. Then here you can set the date for the shift. So let's say this one is on the 17th of September. Then you can select if it is all day or a specific time frame. Let's say that this one is from 10:30 a.m. until, let's say, 1 p.m. Then you can add a break. You can choose if it repeats. So basically, for example, if this is a recurring task, then I can have it a repeating shift on weekly every 1 week on, let's say, Wednesday, and anti-repeat after, for example, 10 occurrences, and then click save repeat, and then it will be scheduled in every single week. Now here what I can do is select a location. Now they have some sample data again, but you can click edit list, and for now just save this one as a draft, and then here you can delete the demo data, because these are not actual locations that you have, and then you can click create new and add your own location, for example clean school building 2. You can add a code if you use that internally, you can add a description to it, and you can select which users are qualified to do this. So let's say in this case only this person is qualified, then the person that is scheduling it won't be adding that person. Now here you can add the address, so where is the job? And you can also add sub-items if you want. You can add as many of them as you like, but for now I'm just going to keep it simple and create it like this, so hit save. And now I have my location here, so then I can also delete the final one there. And now here I can go back to the shift that I created for Wednesday, so you can then click on it, then the location, I'm gonna set clean school building 2, so that's actually the task 2. And then here you can set the user. Now here there's only one qualified user, so it will say qualified users, other users. So you want to select a qualified user. You can also set the availability per employee, and I'll show you how to do that. So of course you want to know if the employee is available at the time you're booking them in, because otherwise you're gonna have to cancel a lot of bookings. You can also enable users to claim this shift, so your employees will be downloading the Connecteam mobile app, and then they will get a notification if a shift opens up, and then if they want to claim it, they can go and claim it. They can also assign it to people, in which case you don't need to use that. Then you can add a note for this specific shift, you can add a shift title, and you can add shift tasks if you want. And from there you can notify the relevant user by clicking on the bell, and then here you can write the notification that the user will receive. So for example, new shifts were scheduled, and then click confirm and publish. Then you can do email and push or text message or both, and then click confirm and publish. From there I'm going to edit this shift only and click save changes, and now it has been scheduled in. So now this employee, if they have downloaded the app, they will then get a push notification on their phone notifying them that they have a new shift that has been scheduled, and then they can just view it from within the app. Now if you want to change your view right here, you can see right now it's weekly, but you can also go by day or even per month, which will give you a little bit more of an overview. Then here you can also switch which month you are currently looking at and look out into the future. Here in your location list, you can also update your locations without directly creating a new task, so you can just create them and then assign the tasks. Now you can also go through these settings, so this is specifically for the schedule. Now I'm spending quite a bit of time on the schedule, since this is kind of the cornerstone of Connecteam, and this is what everything else will revolve around. So you have your general display, your week and time, your notifications, limitations and integrations. For example, if you're using Wix for your bookings, you can just connect it, and you can connect with Zapier to basically be able to connect with any app. So that's the schedule. Now you can also have multiple bookings at once, just with different employees. Then you have your quick tasks right here. So the quick tasks is to plan, manage and track all your team's tasks in one place, whether you're in the office or on the go. So you can go to quick tasks, and here you can just create some general tasks. This is more of a to-do list, and you can also assign them to specific people. And this is not really where you schedule in when they need to do it. It's more just a task that needs to get done. So if you click on add task right here, you can either add a single task or multiple. You can give it a title such as clean equipment, and then you can assign it to one of your employees, for example this one right there, and you can add more details. So for example, when does it need to happen? Is it one-off or recurring? And you can set a location or label, and then you can simply publish it, and then the person that it is assigned to will get a notification if you have enabled that. So this is one of the more simpler things. Then you have your forms where you can basically ask questions. So from daily checklists and job reports to expenses forms and incident reports, Connecteam forms digitize any process and help take businesses' efficiency light years ahead. So you can go to forms, then they have templates. You can also use AI or start from scratch. I'll show you some of their templates right here. So you can see they have a bunch of them. So here you have all, but you can also go by cleaning, construction, events, field service, etc. For example, I'll go by field service and let's say vehicle accident report, so very specific stuff. And then they have these steps for insurance purposes, the driver's full name, and all of the other stuff right here. So they have a lot of very specific templates that can be helpful. For example, hospitality has a cashier closing report, shift tip summary, catering event order, and for pretty much any industry that they serve, they have a bunch of templates. So this is just a helpful built-in feature to replace, for example, Typeform or Google Forms. Now that we have the schedule set up, we can also go over the time clock. So you can see the time clock here. You can also have multiple ones, and I'll just access this clock here. So for now, 0 out of 2 employees clocked in today. Now, for example, if this employee is going to clock in, then it will show the type, the location, the clock in time, clock out time, total hours, regular, total overtime, and paid time off. Now if you click on the employee, you can see also for different dates. So on every single day you can see exactly what they did, how long they worked for, if they did overtime, how much you need to pay them, and everything else that you need to know. Then here you can also set up your settings. So for example, when the week starts, the payroll cycle, for example, if you pay bi-weekly, you can set that right there. And end of first period, let's say that I want to do 1st of September, I can select that here. Then your payroll details, what is your payroll software? They have a lot of them, so it will probably be in here. Now let's say that I use QuickBooks Online, I can just select that. They have an integration, they don't have integrations for all of them. Then how is payroll handled? Let's say me or in-house, and who is in charge? Let's say that I am in charge. From there, click next, and then you can select your location tracking preferences. So you can do breadcrumbs for live tracking, which allows you to track the user's live location and route while they are on the clock. Then you can track the user's clock in and clock out location. In the meantime, they could go to different places and you wouldn't know. You can also turn it off completely. But if you want to know exactly at all times when they are on the clock, where exactly they are, you can select breadcrumbs, and then every so often it will show you where they are. So then you can click done, and now you have set that up as well. Then here you can actually go and connect whichever tool you use for payroll in order to automate it. So those are basically the operations. You can also click add new, and then you can add a new app. So they have the forms. If you click plus, you can also add the forms, but I already have it, so it's not that necessary. But if they add more apps in the future, you can also add those. Now then, they also have HR and skills as well as communication. The communication is very straightforward. It's kind of like Slack. You just have the ability to chat with your team. So this is just a simple chat. You can have your chat with all users. You can also create a new group or a new contact. Let's say that I want to send a message to one specific person. Then I can just click new chat and then add the contact that I want to send a message. And then if I send them hi, they will then be able to respond to me. You can also add attachments, you can add emojis, links, and mention other people. And in the all users team chat, you have all users, but you can also add another group by going to new team. And then you can add all the members and admins of that team, where you then have sort of a group chat. And finally, you also have channels, and a channel is a great way to communicate announcements to your users. And the main difference here is that users cannot comment in channels, whereas with groups, everyone can send messages. Then you have your updates, where you can set the settings for updates. And this is just a simple way to communicate with your employees. Again, they have a lot of templates, even for example a happy hour notification or happy birthday, employee of the month, all of that. Then the directory is your company's one true source of communication, no more saving dozens of contacts on your device, no more wasted time on looking for contacts. So this is just a simple place to keep all of your contacts. It's very straightforward and I won't really go over that. Then the knowledge base, here you can add all your documents, your SOPs, and everything that, for example, a new employee needs. Although for that you also have courses, which I'll go over. And then the help desk is internal, so this is not a help desk for your customers, but more so for your employees. Then HR and skills, here you have courses, so you can create a course to train your employees. So this is kind of similar to the knowledge base, but it is more in a video format. Then in rewards, you can set up rewards for your employees, which I have found to be a very nice feature. So basically this just allows you to send bonuses to employees who perform well, who work a lot, who do a lot of overtime. Just whichever employee you want to send a gift, you can do it through here. So you can send tokens. For example, if I want to send tokens to this person, I can click next step, then select how many tokens. You can see this person gifted you tokens. And with those tokens you can then get gift cards. For example, for Amazon, for Apple, and a bunch of other places are supported. Now you will need to buy the credits. They give 15 of them for free, so 15 tokens. You can purchase more if you're using one of the premium subscriptions. Then you have documents. So this is a central hub for all your employees' HR forms and documents. Now all of this is quite straightforward. Then the recognitions is to promote a culture of feedback and development by praising employees' work. Now this kind of ties in with the rewards, so you can do a recognition or you can even just send them a reward with which they can then get a gift card. It will cost you money, recognitions are free, so you can decide whichever one you want to use. And in employees, you can set your employees' birthdays, work anniversaries, and whatever else you want on autopilot, so that you will be remembered when it's someone's birthday. They will also get a happy birthday message, or for example, you've been working here for a couple of years. And you could, for example, also decide to send them a reward on their birthday. Then time off, here you can set the time off for your employees, so you can manage your employees' paid and unpaid time off. You can respond to employees' requests in seconds, and track time off balance for each team member. So here you can set vacation days, paid time off, non-paid time off. And for example, if you click on add time off, you can select a user, let's say this person, and then the time off type, let's say they are sick, then all day on, for example, the 17th. Now I actually booked them in on that day, so I've now entered that they are sick on the 17th of September. If I now go to my schedule right here and then open the schedule, you can see right here it says 1 unavailable. So here I booked in Danny, but he is unavailable all day. So you will then get a notification and you can see conflicts right here. If I click on that, users not available, then you can click view. And now you can just fix it by clicking on it, and then you can choose a different user, so you can click select user. Now in this case this one is not qualified, but just as an example, you can then click publish, or what you can also do is reschedule it. Let's say I can schedule it to tomorrow, then I can just set it right there, and then he is available, so then the conflict has been resolved. So then finally you have activity right here, where you can see all activity and activity analytics, and you have sales and labor. And here in overview, you just have a simple overview. Now here it still shows the tutorial where you can add another admin, download the app and all of that. I do recommend also going through this, but in this video it will be a bit of a waste of time, since this is just a step-by-step process. You can see your engagement, attendance, and here you also have the daily activity. So those are all of the basics on how to use Connecteam for your business. Again, I will leave a link down in the description where you can claim a 14-day free trial to Connecteam, and if this video helped you out, I would appreciate if you decide to sign up through my link. And also please consider leaving a like on this video and subscribing to my channel. With that being said, I will see you in the next video.